Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to the Chevelle Th400 Garage channel. We're doing transmission swappage today. Sadly to say, things haven't gone the way I anticipated. I never did get the transmission out yet, but I have another video here. My next door neighbor, he come over, he actually climbed up on the car and laid across the engine, got the last bell housing bolt out. So I got that out. I got to take my lines off, and which are these transmission lines right here. I got to take them loose, get them off there. They're off on the transmission. The one's just a rubber hose. I'm just gonna cut it. See the hell with it. And then we got to slide the transmission cross member back and pull it out of place and take it down out. That's all that's left. But I got to I got a screw jack I got to put under the oil pan of the engine because the distributor is really close to the firewall, as you can see back there. I don't want to smash that. And I have run into another dilemma. The old lift here is low on hydraulic fluid, so it's my dad's garage, so what the hell? Must have been a bolt that fell down or whatever. Something just fell down off here. But anyhow, he's got to go get some hydraulic fluid and put in this lift because you can't get it up high enough to stand under the damn thing. And I'm not going to stand here like, you know, try to be a little person and crawl under there and fuck with this shit. But here's what I'm putting in. I got everything buttoned up, ready. Ran into some problems. There's like a fork on here to catch like an original linkage that would come down in here. I was taking that off. This is this has a threaded stud on the end of it. And what happened, it runs clear in the transmission inside. What happened, I was taking it off. It was so rusty out here, it broke off. It broke the stud off the end. So we drilled it a couple sizes up and put threads in the hole and put this bolt in there to hold all this. So be able to shift the gears. But this is to my B&M Z-gate shifter that's already in the car. As your speedometer cable hooks up. We pressure washed the transmission this morning. And this would be like reverse lights or something like that, or electronic kick down. I forget what the fuck it is. I put my mount on. I switched my governor out. I put the other governor in here from the transmission that's in there because I had it all fixed up for the RPMs I want to run. If I want more, I can have it. I got my fittings on for my transmission lines ready. I got new seal on the back, a new seal on the front, and I have a story for that. Under the impression for some reason that the rear seal in these transmissions is the same as the front or vice versa. The ones in the back are really deep, and the ones in the front are shallow. And to show you what I mean is this is a seal for the rear. See how thick it is? Now, it's half that thick for the front. I was trying to put this in for the front, and it was bottoming out. You couldn't put it in there. So I had to run to my local Napa and get another seal. And got my modulator in there. It's on there. I cleaned it up a little bit. It's actually an adjustable one, but I don't know how to adjust it. Who cares? I'm just going to let it alone. And I had to change this tube from the old transmission to this one because this one is out of a pickup and it's got a deeper pan for like a heavy duty application. So The transmission's good. It works. I don't know how it's going to act. And sadly to say, dumbass me, bought the wrong fucking shift improver kit from B&M. I got 2261. I should have had 2260. The difference is, like in the instructions here, it says, I read it what it says to me here. It says, Hydromatic introduced a revised transmission case just after the beginning of the 1988 model year. If you are installing the B&M Turbo 400 Shift Improver Kit in a late model vehicle which has had the transmission replaced after 1988, you must check the Julian update stamped on the transmission's ID tag. See Figure 1, which is right there is Figure 1. Before attempting to install this kit, do not use this kit in the transmissions built on or after November 23rd, 1987. So, here's the difference. I thought, what the fuck's the difference? Who cares? But there is a difference. This gasket in here is different, for one. This is the 1988 to 94 kit that I have right here. My transmission is a 1987 out of a square body 87 Chevrolet pickup truck. And it says, if the ID tag is unreadable or missing, you will have to remove the oil pan and the valve body from the transmission to determine if your transmission has an early or late style case. See Figure 2 right there. And it says the manufacturing date check applies only in 1988, only to 1988 transmissions. This kit will work correctly in all subsequent application years specified in the heading of these instructions. And it says in 87 and earlier, Turbo 400 has no check ball in this location, which is this right here. And it's true because it didn't have a check ball in that location. And it says you must use Shift Improver Kit 20260. If you have a check ball in this location, this kit, which is 20261, is the correct one, and I have the incorrect kit. So, to make a long story fucking short, when you pull the valve body out, which it shows you pulling it out, these are your governor fluid supplying lines. And what you do is you take this, you put your valve body in a vise. This right here, which is an accumulator, this controls how, this helps with your shifting. So if you have a spring in here, which is this spring right here, what you do is you take that out. You pin it in a vise, you take your E-clip off, you take the spring out, you put this fucking cap back in there with your E-spring, or I'm sorry, E-clip, and you don't put any spring in it, you don't put nothing in it. That's one of the steps. You don't put anything in there. Now on here, they give you a plate. This plate right here already exists in the transmission. It's right under the valve body, okay? So what you do for street strip applications is you enlarge this hole and you enlarge this hole, okay? This wee little one here. You enlarge these two holes right here with the supplied drill bit in the kit, in the shift kit, okay? Now, that's all you got to do. Now this plate, it comes with the fucking kit. This is the plate. It's just a little bit different. The gas is just a little bit different because it's the 1988 shift kit instead of the 87 shift kit. Now, what I'm going to tell you here is what I did was I took the stock plate that's already in the transmission. I enlarged this hole right here, and I enlarged this hole. Like it says in the instructions for this plate, I enlarged the factory one. So, this is going to keep me from having to buy another shift kit. So I just went ahead and modified what was already here. Plus that thing in the valve body. Didn't have the spring in it. Actuator. Whatever the fuck it is. Doesn't have the fucking spring. I don't remember what I said, but anyway. Plus I got a sticker. I'm gonna use that fucking sticker. But anyway. And it's got a gasket. Nice cork gasket. So, I can't use this kit. If I ever find a transmission that's newer than this one here, I can use this kit. I can use this shift kit. I'm not sure what year the transmission is. It's in here in the Chevelle right now. But if it's a newer than 87, I can use that kit in that one because I'm going to have that one rebuilt and have it on standby and have it ready to go if I live long enough to see this transmission come out. Because I know if I'll be of retirement age in another 25 years. So, anywho, I ahead and made my own fucking shift kit out of the factory shit. I did a little research on it before I did it. And then it was right there, right in the fucking instructions. So it doesn't matter. So you got what you got. You got the shift kit. I didn't have to get it. All I should have had to have done is look it up on Google and then just do it. Just do what the instructions said. And that's exactly what I did. I did everything it said. So now we should have positive, very nice shifts. We're going to test her out when I get it done here. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow. It has rained all fucking night long and all morning. It was so ugly and foggy here. And cold and shitty. Of course, because it's a weekend and I'm off. It can't be nice like it was through the week at work. Anyway. So this is what we're doing. And hopefully we'll be done fucking around here tomorrow sometime. Because my feet hurt, my ankles hurt, my heels hurt. I'm stiff. I'm pissed off from all the bullshit I had put myself through today here so far. A lot of it I didn't need to put myself through. So it just goes to show you, people, when you're going to do shit like this, plan the fuck ahead. Fuck me. But right now I can't really do anything to it because I'm not running that lift up there and all I've done is hit my head off shit when I had it up. When we had the son of a bitch up there, all I got done doing was smack my head off the fucking bars, off the tires. Everybody was smacking their fucking head under here. So I'm exhausted. We'll have to pick this up tomorrow when everything is okay and it's warmer and I don't have to listen to that motherfucking whore kick on right there. Because that thing is just, oh my God. I hate even hearing that thing. You know, when it runs out of kerosene, it puffs big blue fog at you and shuts off and carries on. And now, yeah. So we are shit out of luck for today. We live to fight another fucking day and finish this up tomorrow. And we'll have everything buttoned up, finished. The kit says, I was reading the instructions in the kit, it says that I'll probably only need about 5 quarts of transmission fluid, maybe 6. Because that's usually about what I thought it was 8 before, but this doesn't have an extra capacity. Now that other pan, maybe it might take 8, but this one, the way I got it set up, it's going to take 5 to 6. So, and just one more thing before I take off, and I'm going to edit all this shit, put it all together. It goes to show you that you get what you pay for. Don't always go the cheap route in some cases, because I have a bitch about this fucking pan right here. You know how I told all of you that I really hate Allen bolts and Allen wrenches and all that horse shit. The only thing I really like about this pan, well, it looks good. It's got a nice drain plug in it, which a lot of pans do not have drain plug. And you got to wear all that fluid when you go to change it. This little bastard, this little ignorant motherfucking whore, those dumbasses in with the hardware put these great big fucking lock washers in there, and it needed small ones. I don't have any little ones. So what we had to do was grind off some of the washer, because the pan wouldn't fit with the washers on. It would let the bolt go and cross thread everything. I'd actually rethread this hole because it fucked up the threads trying to run them down in there. And you couldn't tighten them all up at once. So if I ever go to change the transmission fluid in this son of a bitch, I'm going to have one hell of a fucking time. And it's going to be cuss words of epic proportions when I go to try to put that rotten motherfucking bastard back on. It took us a good while to put this son of a bitch on. And I got this pan. The price was right. It's aluminum. It's got cooling fins. They fooled me with that bullshit because they don't go inside the fucking pan. They don't reach inside the damn pan. Plus, I can't put a magnet in there. I don't have a magnet. It's going to fit in there. It's not going to be able to stick to anything because everything's aluminum in there. And the pan's aluminum. The only thing that's metal is the goddamn plug. And I'm not going to fuck that. I'm not even going to even attempt it. The hell with it. I have a couple of real powerful magnets up there in the garage I can put on this shit to keep the metal shavings away. But you know what? We're not dragging the old girl no more, so I made up my mind. I was going to take it down and race it one last time. I'm not going to do it. If you guys want to see this thing run at the drag strip, check out the old videos. I have several on my channel of this thing dragging down there Mason-Dixon. It's not the fastest fucking thing around, but it was fun. And in some cases, fun is just better than beating everybody's ass. I mean, that's fun too. Beating everybody. It is. It's fun. But one other thing you got to remember, though, is there's always somebody out there that's going to beat you. There's always somebody faster. There's always somebody there that knows a little more about something than you do about their fucking cars. So I'm like this. When I get down there, I try to be optimistic. I don't sit and guess what I'm going to run and get pissed off when it doesn't run what I think it's supposed to. I don't do that because those clocks will make a fucking liar out of your ass quicker than anything else around. When you have just a gut feeling that, or you're running around telling everybody, oh, my car is going to run 13s down there, and you take it down and it runs fucking 15 or 16 seconds. Yeah, that happens. Shit like that happens. So one thing you got to say to yourself when you get down there, you got to be kind of optimistic, and you got to be prepared to have your ass handed to you a time or two. Now, there's a couple cars down there I beat down there, over the years. I've beat a lot of cars, but they were cars that didn't have a whole lot of work done to them. You know, I put only so much in this car, for one, because I have a family and I got to put my money into other things other than just cars, which I am a car nut. I love cars. It's great. It's awesome. I love cars to death. I love muscle cars. I love classics. But when it comes down to feeding your family, you got to feed your family first. The cars will always be there. I mean, we only have so long to live. And when you do get a chance to do it, enjoy it, and, make it your own. I went down there, the very first time I went down there, we had the yellow 70 Chevelle, and I was hoping for 14 seconds, I thought, we're not going to run 13s, we're going to run 14s. Went down there, the very first time went down there. Didn't have a lot of work done to the car. Went down there, it ran 16s. It ran a 1622. Boy, I was fucking mad. I was like, fuck. I'm going to look like a fool. People I knew were there and watched me. So, you couldn't lie about it because they saw it. They saw the times. Them motherfuckers, I never run the car in anybody's ass or nothing. I never told anybody he was going to run over them or anything. I was excited because I liked the car. And me and Dad, it was the thing we both did together, and I liked it. It was fun. We brought our tails dragging between our legs back home with it. I had a lot of people tell me that I was full of shit. I was blowing wind up their ass. I had a piece of junk, shit like that. And I was like, well, okay, whatever you say. I like the car still. It doesn't fly, whatever. I'm fine with that. We did a little more work to it, put rears in it, did a intake swap, carburetor, distributor, did all kinds of shit to it. Took it back down, and we did hit our 14s. We almost hit 13s with it. It was really close. You might as well say it did 13s. Because it was like 14.03 is what it ran. And it ran like 89 miles an hour through there. Which, for what we had done to it, and as much as the car weighed, we had a blast. We ran it a lot. It was on a test and tune day. The first time we took it down, it was a bracket race, and fuck. We had one time trial, and they threw us out to the wolves, and we lost the first round. Because we weren't the first to the finish line, and the other guy didn't run quicker than his time. That's always that's something that's kind of difficult. You don't really have to have a quick car to win a race like that. If you just know what you're doing, and you can pull it off. You can pull off a win. I've seen people do it with like fucking... I saw a guy do it with a goddamn old Plymouth Valiant with a fucking slant six. I've seen him pull a win out of a gambler's race down there. So it's all in what you know. And if you know your car, you can win. But anyway, we took it down there the second time. It was test and tune, and we did good. Still had those same assholes nag me about the car and told me it was a piece of shit anyway. You're a dickhead, you're an asshole, whatever. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Well, and they would say, well, if you ever raced me and beat me, you might beat me in a race, but I'll still beat your ass. They would say shit like that. It's childish little douchebags I went to school with, some of them. But anyhow, we're going to focus more on the 71 pickup up there. The old Blue Beast, we're going to focus on that. We're going to beef up an engine and put it in to take it down there and beat on it a little bit. I probably won't beat on it as bad as what I beat on this car here. I put this car through it. This old girl here has ran down here in Mason-Dixon. These are 3 qualifying test and tunes that I did down there. I kept the stickers on my window. They would give you that. You'd get down there and participate. They would give you those stickers to put on your car. Hell, in tech, they just slap them on there, you know. They bitch about my fuel line a good bit because it's all rubber. And they're like, you can't do that. You can't have rubber fuel line. That's awful. Whatever. For whatever reason, I don't care. But anyway, the old girl, we had lots of fun down there at the drag strip. I'm in my 40s now. We're going to drag race something else. This old girl here has earned her spot with the rest of my stuff. Of course, it was the first. Well, this is my third car. This is the third car I ever owned. And it's done good. It's held up. I've replaced the drivetrain in it. I put a posi carrier in it. It's not working right. It's not spinning posi anymore. That bothers me because I paid all that money for the fucking carrier because I tore the other one to pieces. I mean, we tore it to pieces. I did. I beat the shit clear out of it. And, you know, then when you sit around and think about it, it's kind of ridiculous to keep doing this to this car. So we're not going to do this anymore. Not to this one. We're going to use the truck as the guinea pig now. And look at this girl's ass for a little bit. And tomorrow we'll try to get this finished up. If we don't get it all done tomorrow, we'll get it done Monday. There's still salt on the road. It ain't going nowhere. I ain't in a big hurry. I know he's in a hurry to get this going with the GTO, and that'll happen. It's just going to take a little time. We'll get it going. Of course, now the wind has picked up outside. It's blowing really, really hard. I hate that shit. That high wind bullshit. Fuck that. Oh my God, I hate it. But it just goes to show you that not everything works out when you're doing this stuff. Oh, fucking garbage I gotta put away and stuff I gotta clean up, and it's a pain in the dick. But I'm getting to that age now where working on this stuff is really getting tough for me to do, and I still love it. I'll probably never quit doing it. And we're going to cruise the old girl for the next 25 fucking years, and then we'll see what happens to me. I don't know what will happen to me. I don't know if I'll even make it 25 years. I don't know. But I know one of my kids are going to get this car. I'm not sure who's getting this one. I hope it's me. But I'm not going to really press the issue, and I'm not going to worry about it for now because I don't want people to be going anywhere anytime soon. So, but this old girl here, we've been through a lot together, like I said in the other fucking videos. Been through a lot together. I've put so many parts in this thing. I've put so much money in this car. I've put gobs of money in this thing. And I beat the hell out of it and replaced stuff. Beat on it again. Replaced more stuff. This is the last part of the valve train. This is the last part of the drivetrain that I am replacing. It's the transmission, and that's it. So this son of a bitch here better last me. I put a shift kit in it so I can have some fun. So tomorrow's another fucking day. We're going to be doing this again. I'll do another video here. Not as far as I wanted to be on it, but whatever. Shit happens. we'll see what happens tomorrow.
That thing here, that just goes on top of the tank, don't it? That gas gauge. Gas gauge thing.
Talking about sending unit, right?
I mean, you know, I know for wiring about about six screws around or something like that. Pull it out, isn't it?
Well, you have to take the seat out.
Yeah, that takes some time.
I can't remember where it's at.
See, he said that seat needs to come out anyway because it didn't work right because you can't. For about 3 hours, I was tired of it. We got that son of a bitch down there. I got a nut in there. I said, we can make it work. Hauled to it.
Hydraulic fluid.
Yeah, I didn't know that shit was that high.
Oh, yeah. When I bought it for that there splitter down there, yeah, I think I give.
I don't know how these fucking contractors around here afford it. Run these big
Can't
trucks.
remember what I give for it. I give a lot for it.
They pass it on, Billy.
They got to.
They pass it
Because
on.
there's no way you can fucking afford to go buy it every day.
Yeah,
Down there at work, they just dump it on the fucking ground down there. It leaks out every fucking thing we got down there.
you just pass it on. There's no. But she's on the floor.
That's a good place for it.
Okay.
She's on the floor. That other wrench I dropped down in there someplace. It's either on the floor or hooked up to the motor or something. We're done with this one. Ready.
Well,
For whatever you want to do.
Well, might as well get some hydraulic fluid. I'd feel better having hydraulic fluid put in that before we put it the fuck back up.
yeah, I can't get it. Can't. We'll find it for me to get it.
I don't want to put it up there and then something happen. Because it only take one time for it to fall and kill your fucking ass. Of course, it's got safeties, but still. That's the wind and the tin whipping.
Flying overhead.
That's what I'm thinking too. That's an arrow point.
I would say.
Well, everybody, things are not going as planned with my transmission swap. I've ran into nothing but problems here so far today. It's been hell. There's a couple things I'm going to just go over quick because I am fucking whipped today from standing on this fucking concrete floor and cussing and raising hell and things not going right. I thought I had this all planned out real good, but apparently I do not. I did not have it planned out because shit is fucking retarded. And one thing I'm going to show you, this dipstick. Okay. This is one of these fancy dipsticks that you get. I got it off Evil Bay. And it has a braided tube. I think it's a stainless steel braided tube. This is billet aluminum. And I'll put this on in place of my stock dipstick and tube. But what they don't tell you is how they don't test these. And it's very flexible. This right here, I can bend it to wherever I want. But what happened was, there's the way the dipstick goes together, the tube goes together inside, it is fucked up. And the dipstick, the end of it hits on the on the end of it. You can see it in there. The end of it hits. It actually has to go back down in that transmission a little further. But it hits the end inside where the braiding goes into the fitting right there. The dipstick tube, or the dipstick itself, will hit the inside of there. And we had to machine it. We had to take it apart and actually machine it a little bit to make it work. So it would work. And hold it up to the firewall yet, so it has somewhere to stay, so it doesn't flop around or whatever. But it's a piece of shit. It's made in China. It's fucking garbage. I shouldn't have bought it. I should just use the stock dipstick, which I'll probably, I don't know. If I can get it to work, fine. We had it working. The dipstick will go down into it, but you got to finagle it around and move it around and turn it and shit and get it to fuck back in there. It just disgusts me, pisses me off. That's one just small thing. I didn't let it really get to me because I have other dipsticks and stuff and tubes. I can just put one down in there. It's a pain in the ass because the way the firewall is shaped and however close everything is. It's going to take some moving around. Plus, it's nothing but grease under here from all this other shit I've had happen, and I've blew stuff to pieces and had leaks, and we're not drag racing anymore. Not in this fucking thing anyway. So, and another thing I want to tell you, there's a difference between Turbo 400s that people don't tell you. Well, not really difference between them, but it's the thing with the drive shafts. And I'll go over that one. Okay, here's my drive shaft out of the car right now. And the way you measure these drive shafts, I can go back where I need it to. You measure from center of U-joint to center of U-joint. Okay, that's about right. And we're getting about 53 3/4 is about where we're at. 53 3/4. Yeah. So that's the length of my drive shaft. That's from yoke of rear end to transmission. You're wondering why the tail shaft is gone. Well, I took the tail shaft off of this one. And I also had to cut the ear off the bell housing to get it up in between my headers because it wasn't letting me go up in. It was hitting, as you can see the scratch marks, it was hitting the headers. So I had to cut that off in order to get it up in here. But I got it all bolted up. But the thing with the drive shaft is the splines in this yoke on this drive shaft, they're back in there a good ways. They're back inside really far. And it's not letting me put the drive shaft on. It's saying that my drive shaft is too long. This transmission is this transmission was manufactured on or after November 23rd, 1987. This is where I'm getting the problems, right here. My drive shaft is only going so far on this shaft. It's supposed to go clear up to this gear in here, your speedometer gear or whatever right here. It's supposed to go clear up to here and hit clear up in here in order for me to get my drive shaft to go onto my yoke of the rear end. In order for it to have play, it only goes part way up. For some reason. It's a little different This is the transmission I took out. Now, when you put the drive shaft on this, it runs clear up to the speedometer gear, which you can see is metal, and in this other transmission's plastic. But anyhow, that's the trouble I'm having right now. So, no, we're not going to be out barking any tires or anything, because now I need to find myself a yoke. And I need to find a yoke that has splines on the end of it. And I need to find a yoke that isn't going to compromise my drive shaft length. See, what I have to do now is find a yoke to put on here, put on this drive shaft, and it not be too short then. So what I need is a yoke that's going to have to be about 6 inches long from center U-joint to the end, because this one here, I believe, is 7 5/8 inches from center of U-joint to the end of the yoke is 7 5/8 inches. And I can get away with one that would probably only have to be about 6 inches. And it would still be, I can sacrifice an inch there, probably. And I would probably be good, because the way this motherfucker's fitting right now, I would need about an inch off of that to make it work nice and for it to have the required play that it needs to have. So we're all getting into this technical fucking bullshit, and it's really a big Debbie Downer for me right now, because I wanted to get this done, so get it the fuck out of here and get this car on the lift so we can get the engine out of that. Because I would really like to get that thing on the lift and get that engine out so we can get that going. We pulled, so here's the tail shaft, or the tail shaft off of the transmission that's in it. And this is the one off the one that I took out. There is no difference other than these C's and numbers and shit. There is no difference in length. There is no difference in the fucking seal or anything. Okay? There you are. New seal in that. That's the old seal with the old one. They are the same fucking length. You could measure them all day long. That's not the problem. So, but what we're going to have to do is, the problem lies in the yoke of the drive shaft. The splines are deep inside that one, and it's not letting it go up far enough for it to be able to be seated in the yoke of the rear. And here I found my jiggling fucking noise back here. I was wondering what this fucking noise was. And I cruised through town. This is what you hear. I need to do something with that fucking shit. That drives me fucking batshit fucking crazy. So we're going to do something with that motherfucker. I don't know. I may try to tighten up that pinion nut. Maybe take some of that slack out of there. Maybe. I don't know. But everybody, this will be the second. There will be probably a third video on this aggravation that I have created. My uncle stopped by too, because I was having some problems, and my uncle that rebuilds the transmissions, he stopped and he did all this measuring. He's the one that figured this out, because our minds were boggled. We had no idea what the fuck to think. Plus, he was saying, "Oh, you know, these cases are all the same, whether it's a pickup or a car, other than just the ears that the pickups have. They have those big ears on the sides of the bell housing. I don't fucking know why, but they do. So they do. They did. We cut them off. It fits. It's in. The yoke needs replaced. That's it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this yoke with this other transmission that came in the car that I took out. And when I get it rebuilt, we'll leave this yoke with this transmission. Because that we know that works in that one. But I'm going to get a yoke. Either I get one local. I did find them on Evil Bay, which I'm starting to learn a lesson about buying a whole bunch of shit off there. Because a lot of that stuff don't fucking work. It's made in China. It's junk. It's trash. It's a pain in my dick. I'll probably end up... I'm probably going to limit what I buy off of there from now on, probably, because it's not very good quality, and it's really run one up my ass here lately. So I'm whipped. I'm hobbling around here like an old man. My ankles hurt. My back hurts. Just exhausted, and covered with grease and dirt and shit. And as you can see, my fucking hands are filthy. That's after hand cleaner. They are dirty as fuck. I'll still touch my dick to piss, though, with dirty hands. Doesn't matter. Nobody touches it anyway but me. So, it doesn't matter. But anyway, everybody, we live to fix on these old cars another day. I'm not in a big hurry for it. But I would still like for my dad to be able to get his GTO on the lift so we can do the overhaul on the engine in it and get it running for him. Because he's just living day to day. He's retired. He's living day to day. He wakes up. That's a plus. We're going on with life here. We're getting it done. Give him some enjoyment in his final days, which... it's hard to say when that could be. Yeah, it could be 20 years from now. It could be 10 years from now. It could be 5. It could be tomorrow. We don't know. But anyway, that's the extent of my exciting fucking weekend of cussing and raising hell and screaming and hollering and throwing tools. I didn't really do too much of that today. The more I thought about it, the more ridiculous I thought I would look throwing this shit and being an idiot. So anyhow, everybody have a good one. And catch you on the next video. Hopefully the next one you'll see me testing her out. We'll have it out here testing on it. I'm not going to be too rough on it because luck hasn't been on my side here with this fucking car this weekend. So... we're just going to go ahead and go with it and do whatever we can do and get a yoke, get it together, get it out of here. So everybody have a good one. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.